Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Recon Stewart, and you are watching Maple Flag Missions Basic Flight Training Qualifications, Mission 9. Today we're doing instrument approach and landings. So we'll be using the ILS system in bad weather and at night. So let's get started. Close my cockpit.
Okay, Cadet. Get your bird in the air and I'll meet you at waypoint 2, Angels 8 at 260 knots.
Alright. Ground armament safety switch on. IGI HQ TOD disabled. Intercom switch is set. We'll mute ILS while we're here. Let's set our radio for Batumi. Radar altimeter norm. Flap emergency retractor to aft. Flight controls normal. Aileron and elevators normal. Speed brake emergency retract aft. Pitch roll trim norm. HARS SAS norm. Not gonna mess with my lights there. See here. Throttles are off. Lap position forward. Speed brakes centered. Engine switches are all normal. Boost pumps on. The emergency brake handle in. Landing gear handle is down. Landing light is off. Armaments all safe. MFCDs are off. Accelerometer reset. Fire handles are good. Left and right AC gen power on. Countermeasure system off. IGI off. CDU is off. ILS is off. Set my TACAN controls. Bleed air on. Air supply on. TACAN controls set. And let's set our lights while we're here. Okay. Battery power on. Inverter on. APU on. Do a signal lights test. Bleed air test. Fuel check. Oxygen on. Oxygen indicator check. Okay, now we're gonna wait for APU to spin up to 100. It's almost there. Okay, APU gen on, IGI on, CDU on, radios on. Let's call for engine startup from A10c.
Batumi, in field, 1-1, request startup. Field 1-1, Batumi, cleared for startup, wind 255, at 10 meters per
Starting
second.
the left engine. Continue my checklist. Crossfeed is off. Emergency brake handle is forward. Countermeasure system set.
Don't miss any checklist items, Cadet. I'm not flying solo tonight.
Windshield defog on. Signal lights check. And flap test. Working well. Waiting on our left engine, and let's turn that off as well. While we're waiting, let's adjust our night vision down a few clicks. Okay. Alright, right engine coming up. Speed brake test. SAS test. Left. Right. Takeoff trim. Anti-skid on. Anti-skid off. Still waiting on alignment. Go ahead and turn on KICU JTAR's IFSIC. Turn on our MFCDs. Uncage standby attitude. And do our bit test. Turn our HUD to night vision. Alright, standing by for alignments here. See what our instructor's up to.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Okay, IFSIC on. Load all. Still waiting on that alignment. There we go. Hit the nav button and Iggy. Alright, EAC engage. Anti-skid on. Landing taxi light on. Nose wheel steering engaged. Flaps to 7%. Speed brake closed. Takeoff trim. Feet armed. And collision lights on. Reset altimeter. And call for a taxi.
Atumi, in field 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Call for a takeoff.
Atumi, in field 1-1. Request takeoff.
Enfield 1-1. Batumi, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.65.
Alright. Final lineup check. Anti-skid is on. Pitot heat on. APU off. APU off. Wheel brakes on. 90% throttle. Wheel brakes off. Full throttle. Already got a crosswind, it feels like. Rotating. And we are airborne. Gear up. Flaps up.
2, rolling.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Thank the Lord for GCAS. Can't see my ladder. A lot of wind up here today.
2, rejoin.
The hard deck limit is in effect. Do not go below Angels 5 unless the restriction is terminated.
Alright, level off at 8,000. And then level off at 260 knots here.
Okay, Cadet, your performance check starts now. Fly heading 260 Angels 8 at 260 knots.
Turning on to 260.
Good. Maintain 260 Angels 8 at 260 knots.
So
We will be using Batumi for this PO. Set up the ILS for Batumi approach, 110.30 megahertz.
I'm going to click on the ILS button and unstow the bars. So we'll be primarily using these two gadgets to get us down safely. HSI and the attitude indicator. We have some bars on there that we need to center to help us find the runway.
Now set up the HSI for Batumi approach, course 120.
So to set up the HSI course, I'll grab this course setting knob. You can either twist it with the mouse wheel or grab it and pull for a little bit faster setting, and then fine tune it with the mouse wheel.
We will be using Batumi for this PO. Contact the tower to get an approach vector.
Batumi, Enfield 1-1, inbound.
Enfield 1-1. Batumi, fly heading 168 for 8. QFE 29.65. Runway 13 to pattern altitude.
Turn left towards the airport and make your descent to the pattern altitude. Enter the pattern when ready and maintain 230 knots. The hard deck restriction is terminated.
Can't see anything. Oh, now it's raining.
Good. Maintain the pattern altitude.
Okay, and now I'm going to turn on to final. And as you can see, that bar in the middle of the attitude indicator is in the middle. So we're going to, okay. Now it is off to the left, so we need to chase it. But not by a great margin, just a touch of left bank to bring it back to the center. What was most likely is we're too far to the right of the runway. So we're going to have to get it on the other side of the runway and then bring it back. When that needle moves, there it goes. There we go. And then you see the middle bar here has come into play. And now we just keep the two needles in the middle by chasing them. But slight movements, not great big movements. Very big movements get us crazy.
You are above the glide path.
Yep, I'm fixing it, sir.
Enfield 1-1, cleared for visual, contact tower.
Atumi,
Stay
Enfield
down.
1-1, request landing.
Now when you get close,
Atumi,
you gotta forego the ILS and use the visual once you can see it. Otherwise, the ILS is gonna go crazy as you get closer to the runway.
Good. You've lowered your flaps and gear at an appropriate time.
Because the ILS transmitter is at the end of the runway, and as you get closer, it's going to make it harder for it
Good.
to pinpoint.
Maintain 120 to touchdown.
I think I see something.
Fly heading off course. Turn to touchdown. 120.
There's the runway.
Your speed is high for the approach.
Yep, I'm fixing it.
Altitude, altitude.
You are heading off course. Turn to 120.
I'm not heading off course. And we've got a lot of wind, so I'm going to have to crab angle this bad boy in order to get him on the deck.
2, rejoin.
You are heading off course. Required touchdown point. Now perform an immediate missed approach and climb to Angel
Speed
7.
brake, speed brake.
Well, that was alright. And rotate back in the air. Gear up. Flaps up.
You are heading off course. Turn to 120.
Lots of wind here, sir.
Fly heading 120, Angel 7 at 260 knots. The hard deck limit is in effect. Do not go below Angels 5 unless the restriction is terminated.
Back into the weather.
You are heading off course. Turn to 120. Now make a left turn to heading 040, maintain Angel 7 at 260 knots. Good. Maintain 040, Angel 7 at 260 knots. Fly heading 040, Angel 7 at 260 knots. Now make a left turn to heading 300, maintain Angel 7 at 260 knots. Fly heading 300, Angel 7 at 260 knots. Good. Maintain 300, Angel 7 at 260 knots.
All right. I do enjoy this cockpit at night. I cannot wait till they make high fidelity F-18 so I can be a master of air to ground and a master of air to air. But man, I love the A10. Just cruising along.
Contact Batumi to get an approach vector.
Batumi, in field 1-1, inbound.
Enfield 1-1. Batumi, fly heading
Turn towards the airport and start your descent to the pattern altitude. The hard deck restriction is terminated.
Runway 13 to pattern altitude.
Approaching pattern altitude.
Good. Maintain the pattern altitude.
As you can see, we're gonna fly straight this way and then make a turn to come back towards Batumi. Probably should have my lights on, huh? Getting close. Go ahead and make our turn here.
Maintain the pattern altitude.
I'm trying, I got no ladder. There it is. Alright, we are off to the left now because of that. We gotta chase these needles.
You are on the glide path.
Okay, and now we come back around.
Enfield 1-1, cleared for visual, contact tower.
Lower landing gear and
Batumi,
flaps.
Enfield 1-1, request landing.
Good. Maintain 120 to touchdown.
Enfield 1-1, Batumi,
We are really high right now.
Fly heading 120 to touchdown. Good. You've lowered your flaps and gear at an appropriate time. Your speed is high for the approach.
I think I see the runway in the distance there.
Altitude,
There it
altitude.
is. And again, we've got quite a bad crosswind.
You missed the required touchdown point. Taxi to the parking area.
Air brakes out. Wheel brakes on.
You can taxi to the parking area, cadet.
That was one heck of a crosswind landing, but came down pretty softly. Alright, let's stop here and do our after landing checklist. Okay, throttle's idle, speed brakes closed, anti-skid off, ejection seats safe, HUD day filter, landing lights taxi, countermeasure system off, windshield defog off, heato heat off, position lights back to flash, and anti-collision lights off. Flaps up. Alright, let's taxi to the tanker.
You can park beside the tanker. You have 2 minutes to complete your shutdown procedure.
Slippery runway. Okay. Cage to standby attitude indicator. Make sure everything is safe. Iggy off. Left throttle off. Right throttle off. Inverter off. Battery off. Oxygen off. ILS off. Radios off. Boost pumps off. Canopy open.
Shutdown looks good. We will end our flight here. You made it, cadet. You passed this PO. You received a qualified minus rating. Work on your maneuvers to improve your skills. It may save your life. Return to Batumi for the next qualification mission.
All right, we did it. It was a little hairy there, but we qualified. So we will see you next time for nighttime navigation. Thanks for watching.